10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Roll under the bed.
Slide over here, slide over here, You drop on the shots like this, You go here, here, here,
If I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
Floyd Mayweather has reportedly reunited with Gervonta Davis for a serious training session before the huge Jake Paul fight, even though they had issues in the past. Mayweather now seems focused on helping Tank get ready for the big stage.
Fans, the real ones that know that this is no easy fight. He's very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked.
Many fans think Mayweather's advice brings valuable experience, especially against an unpredictable fighter like Jake. Their reunion has created excitement and new talk among fans, showing that this fight is more real and serious than most people expected.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab.
Gervonta Davis is known for always pushing himself hard in training. His preparation for this fight is no different. Videos and reports show him working on speed, accuracy, and power. Coaches say he's been sharper than ever, moving fast but staying in control. His footwork looks smoother, letting him move easily around the ring. Everyone knows this fight needs Tank at his best, so he's leaving no space for mistakes. Whether it's angles, reactions, or defense, he trains with full focus. His mindset never changes. Stay ready, stay hungry, and stay dangerous. Leonard Ellerb says Tank is the biggest star in boxing right now. He believes no other fighter gives fans the same level of excitement. People buy tickets and tune in because Tank doesn't fight just to win. He fights to entertain. Ellerb says fans don't come for boring matches. They come for the danger and knockout moments Tank is famous for. His knockouts are more than wins. They become highlights shared everywhere. Tank knows fans pay for action, and he always delivers it. The fight with Jake Paul, no matter the controversy, is another chance to prove he's the most thrilling boxer today.
They just want things right now. They want to see nothing but excitement. They want to be entertained. They don't want to pay a lot of money to come to a fight to watch two guys just jab, 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 grab, jab, grab. Again, that's why Tank Davis is the most exciting fighter in the entire world, because he gives the fans exactly what they want.
And speaking of familiarity, you mentioned that earlier. This is somewhat of a familiar foe in Oscar De La Hoya via Ryan Garcia, Floyd Mayweather, Tank Davis. There's some old connotations there. How much is Mayweather Promotions and PBC looking to deal a blow to the Golden Boy brand by knocking out their stalwart in Ryan Garcia?
Oh, that's happening. That's happening. And then again, it's always good. You know, it's great. It'll be great for Tank.
Paulie Malignaggi says boxing must protect its true spirit. He feels that the Tank Davis versus Jake Paul fight is more about fame than real competition. He worries that boxing, built on fairness and legacy, is turning into a show where popularity matters more than skill. Malignaggi says if boxers don't face real opponents, wins start to lose meaning. Casual fans might cheer, but real boxing fans get frustrated. Talking with Chris Algieri, he warned that mismatched fights hurt boxing's reputation and called for a return to true, top-level matchups.
Knockouts, dude. Knockouts. People like knockouts. They don't care if you're knocking out cab drivers. Look at Jake Paul's career.
You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture that though. You can manufacture.
You can't manufacture.
To a
Gervonta
degree,
Davis.
you can. To a degree. I mean, you can't. Yeah, Gervonta legitimately cannot get knockouts. I agree. He can punch, but there's a lot of limited knockout artists though, man.
He's one of the least active punchers in the game with the highest knockout percentage of current heavyweight.
But if he was a real knockout artist, if he was a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best of the best. Felix Trinidad was a knockout artist. He was knocking out the best of the best. If you're a real knockout artist, prop him up against the best and show us how he smokes them. But the way we did when Felix Trinidad was doing it. You know, the way they did when Mike Tyson was doing it in his prime. Okay, say what you want about the Mike Tyson era. He knocked out everyone from 1986 to 1989. Everyone got knocked out. Everyone.
Well, by your standard, you could say that Tyson was, to a degree, manufactured.
No, because he fought everyone that was there. Everyone that was there at that time fought.
Teddy Ellis will 100% agree with this.
With the expense of Witherspoon.
That were afraid of him.
With the exception of Witherspoon. No, but they all, doesn't matter. He knocked them all out. There was nobody you could say in that era except maybe Witherspoon, who I contracted.
You can say the same thing about?
Who had contract issues with King at the time. Oh, except for Witherspoon, there is nobody Tyson didn't fight in that era. He knocked them all out. You can't say like, oh, but if he would have fought that guy, I don't know. No, with Davis, there's guys right now that have been hanging around for years. Yo, dude, when are you going to fight them? The lightweight division was stacked with talent. Even at 130, it had a lot of talent when he was there. Didn't fight almost any of them. So it's not the same thing as the Tyson era. You want to say anything about Tyson era? Fine. It wasn't as high level or something. He still knocked out everyone. There was nobody there in that era that you could say Tyson didn't fight.
Didn't say it was related. It was the same as the Tyson era. Didn't say it at all. I was actually going to say the opposite when you talk about Trinidad.
Floyd Mayweather's power in boxing is still unmatched, and new rumors about him prove it. Analysts think his talk of facing Tyson shows he refuses to disappear from the spotlight. Even in retirement, Floyd loves attention and competition. It's not just about money anymore. It's about controlling his legacy. Being linked to Tank, and Jake seems to have reignited his hunger for fame. Whether the Tyson idea happens or not, one thing is certain: Mayweather still wants the spotlight on him.
Many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about what is going to happen in that fight.
Eddie Hearn agrees that entertainment is part of boxing, but warns it shouldn't decide matchups. He says if social media fame starts picking fights, boxing could lose its respect. Hearn views Tank versus Jake as a fun event for fans and great for business, but not for the sport's quality. He insists real competition must stay the top goal. If hype keeps replacing rankings, young fans might think celebrity fights are real championship bouts. His message is clear. Boxing must stay true to its roots, not turn into a viral show.
To, a global business with investment and potential floats, and it's been a great challenge.
Away from that, obviously the DAZN deal is up next year. Are those talks underway to extend, or are you looking elsewhere? What can you tell me?
Yeah, no, they are. I mean, we're very happy with the zone. You know, I think what they've enabled us to do is to really have the global ambition and global strategy that I wanted, and that was really a big part of my mindset moving forward in boxing. Um, we know there's a lot of other platforms out there that might have had broadcast deals end, that would be looking to replace those people, and we are very well respected in the space. I don't think it would be difficult for us to walk into another broadcast deal, but we're very happy with the zone as partners. And as I said, the strategic element of that, I mean, when we talk about, the power list and stuff like that, we have international deals with the zone in multiple markets, and obviously particularly the US market, which makes us unique as a business. And I actually believe that the zone are in a fantastic place, particularly in the US market right now. And yeah, we are in deep talks to extend that relationship, and we're very happy with our broadcast partner.
Eddie, just whilst I've got you, obviously just a few things I'd like an update on. We last time we spoke, Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul seemed to be the front runner for you guys. Now we're getting Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. What can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about why Jake and Anthony has maybe been put to the side for now?
Yeah, they always told us that it was, we were looking at that fight for February of next year, and they always said that there was a chance that Jake would fight in November. I think, wasn't I the one that broke Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis 6 months ago or something? I knew that they'd agree that deal. I didn't know they were about to announce it then, but I did know that they'd agreed that deal previously. So I don't like it, if I'm honest. I mean, I think we need to really differentiate between boxing and an entertainment concept, and that's what that is. It's a freak show. It's entertainment. It's a lightweight fighting a cruiserweight. With, I don't know, is it bigger gloves and certain minutes per round? I don't know what it is, but I understand the market, and I understand this freak show shock kind of the world mentality of people potentially tuning in. Is that a step too far? Maybe. I mean, I hated Jake Paul against Mike Tyson, but it did massive numbers. I hate Jake Paul against Gervonta Davis. It'll probably do massive numbers. So that's when you really have to differentiate yourself between, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it isn't going to do good business. Now, whether you want to be involved with it is another kettle of fish. I don't want to be involved with it, but I do respect the fact that it's going to do big numbers. It's just not boxing. And I don't think we should promote it as boxing.
In the meantime, then, Eddie, where does that leave you with Anthony Joshua? Are you exploring other options for the end of this year, or are you still looking at that fight for the beginning?
Yeah, no, we're not interested in the Jake Paul fight right now after that. I mean,
The Wade Concept host explains the mental game behind Jake Paul's moves. Jake isn't just fighting, he's using strategy. He knows how to attract big names and big money. By showing luxury and promising huge paydays, he turns critics into partners. For Tank, who loves proving people wrong, Jake's taunts became too tempting to ignore. Jake's plan works. He turns negativity into profit. Each viral moment builds his power in the sport. His mind games are as important as his punches.
Do it, but also and again, Jake's only been boxing for 5, 6, 7 years now. It isn't necessarily far-fetched to try to have his own advantages when trying to fight other boxers that have been far more experienced than him. But this one's a little too much, right? This one is crazy because of the massive weight difference. It doesn't make a ton of sense. But again, as far as a sport fight is concerned, I want to make sure I make that clear. Again, this is not me hating on it, because I do think that both guys have been very upfront with what they're doing in this fight and what their goals are with these kind of events. But the narrative Jake's trying to create as if this is like proving anything for him fighting a real fighter when Gervonta is so much smaller than he is. It'll prove something in the fact that Jake is willing to put on great events, but it won't prove anything to the people that are asking him to fight a real fighter. I will say though, if Jake goes out and flatlines Gervonta, the casual audience that will say Gervonta smokes Jake completely and utterly, like it wouldn't even be close, that will change their minds a little bit. Not the people that know boxing, But the people that are going to watch this, the casual viewer that know the name Gervonta Davis and know the name Jake Paul, if he is to compete with Gervonta at all or look good in that fight, people will in some way accept that. Or they'll do the other thing where they just say the fight's rigged, which has never been the case, but you get what I'm saying. What Jake is doing is trying to convince a casual audience that he belongs in the ring with bigger names. If he's able to hurt Gervonta at all, that might actually do it.
The undefeated lightweight champion of the world.
With a record of 30-0, 28 knockouts.
And this one is over!
The brick
He's been
hand.
boxing since he was 5 years old and turned pro when he was 18.
Shoba says calling Tank's choice all about money is too simple. Yes, the payday is big, but Tank also fights for pride and legacy. A knockout bonus only adds fuel to the fire. It makes him go harder. With that extra motivation, every punch is purpose. Tank won't play safe. He's aiming to finish Jake clearly and brutally. He wants fans to see a decisive win, not just another paycheck. With pride, reputation, and highlights on the line, Tank plans to make a statement, not just earn money.
You guys told me that Gervonta Tank Davis is just taking this fight for a payday. He's just trying to get to the bag. Well, you got the fight itself, which is a payday, and you got a KO bonus on top of that, a big bonus. That's what Jake Paul said.
They're gonna get a big bonus.
And they got a side bet of $2 million. Let's make it 2.
Y'all gonna shake on it?
Yeah.
Shake on it?
Shake $1 million.
$2 mil?
2 mil?
2 mil. Let's do
2
it.
mil. Go get a shake.
Oh, they're shaking left ear.
2 mil.
There we go.
Oh my fuck.
Why not get the entire bag?
Experts say Jake Paul faces a tough challenge. Tank Davis has special instincts in the ring. He reads moves, spots mistakes, and strikes fast. Jake might have power, but hitting Tank cleanly is not easy. Once Tank finds his timing, Jake will feel power and precision unlike anything he's faced. Jake's confidence is strong, but Tank's experience changes everything. One perfect punch could end it instantly, showing the world the huge gap between influencer boxing and true elite skill.
Tank Davis look crazy, bro. Chilaquiles. Gervonta Tank Davis hitting a heavy bag in preparation for his Jake Paul fight November 14th down there in Florida. Man looks absolutely amazing. Man looks like a monster. Man looks like precision. Jake Paul cannot take those body shots. You mean to tell me somebody who done fought UFC fighters and a man with Parkinson's disease can take a body punch from Gervonta Tank Davis and y'all basing y'all logic just because Jake Paul is big? No, Tank's going to go ahead and put this man to sleep. I'm telling y'all that right now. If Tank don't put this man to sleep, he done let the black community down, he done let boxing down, and he ain't never been that nice. You Tank fans, y'all trying to give him a pass. If y'all said Tank is as skilled as y'all say he is, if he does not put Jake Paul to sleep and stop Jake Paul, his boxing career is absolutely voided. He already don't care about legacy, and just imagine he don't knock out Jake Paul, and now y'all gonna say it's not a real fight, it's an exhibition. No, we not giving no passes, bro. This Gervonta Tank Davis, he needs to put Jake Paul to sleep. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Jake Paul too big. No, Jake Paul chin ain't never been tested by somebody that hit as hard as Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank should put this man to sleep with ease. I say that respectfully. If you don't put him to sleep,
A 2-pack of ass. That shit stinks.
that's a 2-pack of ass at the highest level. And it's a musty energy at the highest level. Get it together. Get it together. Tank looks amazing. That's the Chilaquiles.
Bernie Thaw Boxer doesn't hold back when talking about this fight. He laughs at fans who celebrate Tank for making more money, saying that's not what matters. Tank is already rich. The money isn't the real story. What fans really want is an exciting, dangerous fight that keeps them guessing. Bernie says boxing lives on drama and big moments, not paychecks. Fans come for thrill and greatness, not financial updates. For him, boxing should always focus on real competition, not just cash rewards.
With Tank, and it's I kind of don't really care about the fight no more. Starting to lose a little steam.
But I'm
You know,
saying,
it's
I
hot.
mean, if he stops Pitbull Cruz, right? I mean, don't you think that people would want to see, Lamont and Tank more due to the fact that, Tank had a hard time with Pitbull?
No, I think people just want to see Tank versus Lamont because Lamont, he had a hard time with Lamont. It's just like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. People just like controversy. People just like, you know what I'm saying? So people like to see finished business. You know, they don't want to leave it unfinished. And that's what the intrigue is. They want to people want to see finished business. So, you know what I'm saying? I think that's the intrigue of the fight. And it doesn't make no sense why they taking so fucking fight, you know. Everybody keeps saying that you know, Tank getting the money, but is we getting the fucking money?